All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to be reacting to a video from the Hodge Twins podcast titled "Is Race Mixing Good or Bad?" Now, the Hodge Twins, for those of you who don't know, are biracial themselves. So I find the idea of these two gentlemen even asking this question to be very concerning and very revealing in and of itself. And this is the problem that I have with so many biracial people, specifically mulattoes. You guys, not to the people in this community who are conscious, but a lot of mulattoes, generally biracial black and white people in this country, have internalized hatred that they have not resolved. And this manifests itself in different ways, whether it's disowning a certain part of your heritage and trying to perform blackness, trying to overcompensate, or you have the alternative to this, which is you have these goofballs like the Hodge twins who basically want to pander and suck up to white people and throw black people under the bus for brownie points, allowing themselves to be triangulated against the black community to score points with these white nationalists. And so I think it's only fair that I have smoke for the white nationalists and the white supremacists as well. And I'm not using white supremacists as a slur in this particular case. I do believe the gentleman being interviewed here is a actual white supremacist. He believes that Europeans are superior culturally and in regards to technological development. He believes Europeans are innately superior in some ontological way to non-Europeans or non-whites. And I should only speak for myself, I guess. I have a tendency to fixate on the ways in which black people and fixate on the ways in which the black community kind of undermines and kind of holds mixed race and light-skinned black people to a different standard. There's a double standard there, and there's kind of mistreatment that is normalized, suspicion, in some cases hostility, and I fixate on those issues without giving much time to the opposite side, which is obviously the Anglos. But I think it's good for us to just remind ourselves every once in a while of how insane their racism can be. I mean, their racism, look, let's be real. We know the black nationalists are extremely racist. There's no question about that. The black nationalists, extremely racist. People like Dr. Umar Johnson, Irritated Genie, the list goes on, right? Dr. Umar Johnson is on record calling mixed race people a virus, biracial Africans a virus in the black community. And this is one of the thought leaders in the black consciousness space. He refers to half white, half black people as a virus. Very disturbing stuff. And you'll notice they never say this about people who are half black and half Mexican or half black and half Asian. It's always half black, half white. Very interesting. It's like we are at the center of the attacks. Anytime somebody feels like attacking biracials, it's always mulattoes. Very interesting. Pay close attention to that. They're not attacking Hoppas. They're not attacking Blasians. They're not attacking Latinos. They're not attacking people who are white and Latino. They're always attacking mulattoes. Pay very close attention to that. And I find it very interesting. All these white people, these white nationalists who believe in white purity, I find it hysterical how they never call themselves out for being responsible for the majority of race mixing worldwide. Latin America has the largest mixed race population in the world. They're mestizos, European and indigenous. Europeans went there and raped the entire continent and created a whole new race. So it's just extremely ironic. It's like, where's the self-awareness? you're going to police everybody else, especially black people, and specifically black people, for race mixing, but your race is responsible for the creation of entire new races. You guys are the biggest race mixers on the planet. So if anything, you guys are the bioweapons. They want to say black people are Jewish bioweapons, mixed race people, mulattoes. Let's be very clear, they're talking about mulattoes. We're supposedly bioweapons from the Jews. We exist as this kind of Jewish experiment. And it's like, sir, you are the number one contributor. If there was a control group and an experimental group, Europeans would be in the fucking experimental group and everybody else would be in the control group. You guys are the ones who are experimenting with giving your genes out to the world and raping people. Whether it's in Asia, it's in the Philippines, whether it's in Africa. The British went overseas and raped women in Kenya and in other countries in Africa, had a bunch of mulatto children, never took care of them, ran back to England, left those children in those countries to suffer and starve, alone with no father. But of course, we don't hear a peep about that. We never hear a peep about that. They did the same thing in the Philippines. And here's the funniest part. If you go back to the early 20th century, you have entire advertisements produced by yours truly, Uncle Sam, propaganda campaigns where they were trying to get white men to join the military. And on these little propaganda ads, they had a white man being surrounded by brown Cuban women and brown Filipinas and brown Puerto Ricans jumping onto the white man, kind of to suggest that, worldwide, white men in the US military are loved by all these different women. Propaganda encouraging white men to join the military to have access to brown women. So I just find it hysterical how these people are all about racial purity, all about being anti-race mixing, but it's okay when they do it. They support it when it's white men doing it, but when it's anybody else, it's a fucking problem. If it's white men and black women especially. And that just goes to show these people have no standards. It's totally arbitrary. It's totally arbitrary. It's motivated entirely by resentment and antipathy towards blacks and white women who mate with non-white men, but especially white women who mate with black men. These people are vile, and their hatred knows no bounds. And so it's important to understand that, look, while there's issues with the black community and the double standards and the kind of assumption that it is our obligation to be absorbed into their community, into their collective, and assimilate into their culture, and that as mixed race people, we have no destiny outside of that, that is a assumption which needs to be challenged and deconstructed and eventually eradicated. It's important to also understand that the racism of these Anglos knows no bounds. I mean, they take racism to a whole new level. They say that we're Jewish experiments, that we're not even human. I mean, horrible, horrible things. They attack the children. At least black people have enough respect to not call you subhuman, to, not insult you by calling you a Jewish experiment or a bioweapon, by not attacking mixed race children. Black people have enough respect to not go there. These racist, savage, subhuman, barbaric Angloids are extremely racist in ways you can't even fathom. They take it to a whole new level. So it's important to understand how racist these people can be. They excel at racism. They excel. It's one of the things that they might be the best at. So like I said, it's important to kind of call out both sides. If we're really going to be mulatto first, we got to call out both sides, call a spade a spade. We're calling balls and strikes. We're not just cherry picking. And we have to stand up for ourselves and advocate for ourselves and take control of the narrative, arrest control of the narrative, and defend our integrity in the public sphere, in the public realm. Make our presence known, make our presence felt. And we need more of you guys to stand up and start contributing to the fight in any way possible. Whether you're doing research on bone marrow, whether you're countering their talking points, whether you're learning about mulatto history. I mean, you guys who are in this space, like, you guys need to get involved in some way, contribute in some way. Anything works. We need as many people as possible to really get the ball rolling here. But anyways, I just want to make it clear, I don't want to just jump on black people all the time. We have to be fair. Let's play by the rules. You know, let's call balls and strikes. Let's be honest. Let's be good faith interlocutors. Let's have principles. And let's stand up for ourselves against all people. Not just blacks, not just whites. All people. If we're really going to be pro-biracial, pro-mulatto, it's going to require us to stand on our square no matter who is attacking us. You don't want to be like the Hodge twins, but you also don't want to be like these other biracial busters who literally just go along with everything that the black community says, because those people are also an issue and deserve to be called out. So it's important to understand we are being besieged on all sides, and we need to call all of it out. That is what is required of us in this time. So anyways, enough of me. I'm going to give you guys my reaction to this video. Actually, I want to look up one thing first, though, so I can give you guys an example of the ad that I was talking about earlier, just so you guys know I'm not bullshitting. Hold on. I want to show you guys that ad that I was referring to, the propaganda ad with white men in the military being swarmed by brown women. It was like a propaganda campaign to get military-age men to join. If not, then we'll just watch the video. Let me see. This might be one of them. That's not it. Let me see. Huh. Let's see. Colonial propaganda. Okay. Maybe I won't be able to find it. It is what it is. Doesn't matter. I know I saw something to that effect. Either way, doesn't matter. Let's just proceed. Let's watch this video. I'll find it another time. But let's get right into this. Let's not waste any more time. Hope you guys enjoy. Let's do this.
Hodge Twins Podcast. Yeah.
Another thing we teach in my Discord is how to be a passport, bro.
Yeah.
Beyond just teaching the approach anywhere method.
So isn't that funny? He's telling them how to be a passport, bro. And it's like, you guys are so obsessed with controlling. It's just the biggest giveaway. You guys are obsessed with controlling the reproductive habits of everybody else, but you want white men to go abroad and fuck anything that moves. It's just the insanity of these people. It's just disgusting.
Our dating coach MLD is a big advocate for passport bros.
Hey, you know what? I see a lot of white men, older white men, go to like Asian countries.
Oh yeah, there you go. That's another phenomenon that never gets called out. Why is it that these white nationalists who are so about preserving the white race, never have anything to say about these 50, 60, and 70-year-old men who are with Asian women, with Filipinas, starting families with these Asian women, helping them get their American citizenship, using them for a green card. Why do we never hear about this? I mean, this is an entire cottage industry. It's a whole scheme set up where these Asian women from the Philippines, from Malaysia, from Thailand, from Cambodia, from Vietnam will find a white man in the West, hook up with him, have a family with him, and essentially attach her financial future to him as a way of getting citizenship. And the white men are the ones facilitating this. It ain't black people doing it, it's the white men. But not a peep. Or when you see a white man in public with his Hispanic wife, or a white man in public with his Asian wife, we never hear anything about this. I was in Fillmore the other day, which is kind of around Simi Valley, and it's in California. It's mostly Hispanic and white, and I saw dozens of families that were white and Hispanic blended. Whether it was the mom was white or the dad was white, and it's whites and Hispanics living in the same neighborhood. These cities are like what, 60%, 70% Hispanic, 30%, 40% white. Happens all the time. People mate and date who's in their proximity. You know? But of course, we never hear anything about this. And like I said, in the past, the biggest, most frequent interracial relationships in this country is a white man and a Hispanic woman and a white man and an Asian woman. That's it. And then Latino man and a white woman. But you never hear these people bitching and moaning about that. It's only when a white woman gets with a black man, which is very rare. And let's also add this. White men race mix more frequently than white women. White men are at like 12%. White women are at like 10%. So this quote unquote epidemic of race mixing, it's totally fabricated. It is an online internet, talking point, but it's totally fabricated. That's why you can't take these people seriously. They have no standards. Everything is just a proxy to attack mixed race people, mulattoes, let me be specific, and blacks. That's it. That's the extent of their ideology. And they'll use any pretext they can to do that. They never have smoke for the Asians, never have smoke for the Hispanics, never have smoke for anybody else except black men who get with white women. That's it. These people are totally unimpressive. Give me a break, man. Anyways, fair use.
Like Thailand.
Yeah.
Vietnam.
Some ugly 60-year-old white guy can go to Thailand and get an 18-year-old Thai girlfriend.
A 10.
Who's hot, too. Yeah.
Smoking hot.
Whereas in America, that guy would be an...
Yeah, but he only gets that because he gives her fucking $400. That's why. She ain't just fucking him for free. It's a quid pro quo. You give me something, I give you something. They ain't just handing over the box for nothing. Give me a break. These... delusional. They're like, oh yeah, this 60-year-old, 280-pound white guy is just cleaning up in the streets of Thailand. No, he's not. No, he's not. His fat ass ain't getting anything for free. Give me a break. If anything, the black guy and the mulatto man who go over there, who's young and handsome and in shape, is cleaning up way more than these fat Anglo boys who have nothing but, a couple $100. And these mulatto men and these black men who go over there, they can clean up for the free because the women are throwing themselves at these guys. So I don't want to hear that shit.
So, I really want white people to have babies. So I'm against race mixing for white people, but for everyone else, it's like, do what you want is how I feel.
Dude, 50% of the white women like progressive nut jobs, though.
Oh, they're insane. I know. If you're going to be, for guys in America who aren't white, I say be a passport, bro. What are you doing competing in this market here. Save up your money. Go buy a wife in South America. Fuck it, dude. Are you kidding me? Why are you doing this? Why are you putting up with this?
Yeah.
That's funny. He's the first white man I've heard say that, because the other ones constantly brag about bleaching, which is obviously, I mean, it's self-evident what that means, but it's the idea that, like, if a white man procreates with a non-white woman and the child marries a white man or woman, you know, after several generations, 1 or 2 generations, the family will go back to being white. And this is kind of their genetic strategy for kind of assimilating different people into their race. And it's like, okay, like that way of thinking is disturbing. Like, imagine you get with somebody whose goal is to kind of use you to absorb you into their race. Isn't that kind of like weird? Like, who thinks this way? You know what I mean? It's very strange the way these Anglo boys think. This is what I say. Like, their level of racism goes to just a totally different level. It's very disturbing. But he's the first guy I've heard say he doesn't want white men or white women doing it. He wants other groups to do it. But of course, the goal is he wants other groups to do it so that these other groups kind of, you know, ethnically kind of lose their homogeneity and white people retain their homogeneity, which is why he's encouraging it. It's, you know, for his own political agenda, obviously. Anyways, fair use.
Oh, yeah. This is you guys.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so for those of you who can't see the video here, I think he's replaying it. Hold on.
A lot of kids.
Look at that, poisoning the blood of our nation.
So here's the thing, right? So in this video that he's reacting to, you have a black man with a white wife, and they had 13 kids, right? Of course, all of his kids are mulatto. They're all biracial, as you can see. It's kind of hard to see it because it's down here at the bottom, but if you zoom in on your phone, you can see it. So you have a black man and a white woman, and they have a, by the way, I've seen this gentleman's page, so I'm familiar with this content. He and his wife, I believe, are both Christian. They both live in the South. They have 13 kids. They live in a huge house, ginormous house. The dad is successful and wealthy, and he's providing for the family. But of course, we're going to ignore all of that. The fact that you have enough money to take care of 13 kids says a lot about you as a man. Taking care of 13 kids is extremely expensive. We're talking about close to, I don't know, $1,000 in groceries every 2 weeks, maybe more. So we're talking about $2,000 a month just in groceries. And then there's all kinds of other expenses. So you have a black man and a white woman with 13 kids who live in a huge house. They are a very stable, healthy family. They are family oriented. They have a whole page dedicated to it. But as opposed to talking about that, as opposed to congratulating this black man for having a stable family, for having all these kids, you know, these people are always talking about, oh, well, the birth rate is declining in America. Our demographics are aging. We have an aging population, declining birth rate. But of course, they only care about the white birth rate and the white demographic aging. You know, the aging population of whites. But of course, they say it's just about demographics. It's just about the aging population. Of course, it's racial, right, with these people. They try to use these euphemisms to distract you. But it's like, listen, what's crazy is, like, you still can't find a way, because all these people do is talk about how black men turn women into baby mothers, black men don't take care of their children, black men are failures. But when you see a prime example here of a black man being successful, taking care of his family, taking care of his wife, has a successful lifestyle, has 13 mulatto children who obviously love him very much, let's just ignore all that and let's just fixate on the fact that he's black and his wife is white and use that as a way to advance our kind of anti-black, pro-white nationalist agenda, anti-race mixing agenda. And here's the big tell. In every single case, it is always a black man and a white woman. That's it. That's the only configuration they care about. That's the only one. That's it. That's the only one. That's how you know these people are full of shit. They don't have it in themselves to get mad about a white woman and an Asian man, or a Asian woman and a white man. They don't have it in themselves to call that out, because these people lust. These white nationalists lust after Asian women, lust after Latina women, in some cases, black women. So they want to give you this kind of stump speech about racial purity, but they themselves don't even have children. You're not contributing to the cause. You're just bitching about it on the internet. This man is contributing more to improving the demographic state of this country than you. So it's like, give me a break. He's doing more to contribute European genetics to the population than you are. You don't even have children. Sure, his kids are half black, but they're also half white. So he's doing more to reproduce, because 13 kids have European genetics. He's doing more to bring European genetics into the gene pool than you are. You don't even have kids. It's like, these people, man, are just disturbing and sickening and hypocritical and whiny and useless. Ultimately, they're useless. They're useless men who will die single with no legacy to succeed them. What an embarrassing life. Anyways, fair use.
And now we're a family of 13. Look at this.
But once again, to reiterate, let's be very clear. To reiterate, it's always an attack on black man, white woman, and mulattoes. They never get mad at any other configuration. That's the only one that they're obsessed with. And it's not even the most common one. It goes to show the level of hypocrisy and inconsistency.
Oh my God. I don't know if I approve. Like, okay. White couples to do this, please. And so all those kids are half white, half black, and you know that all those kids are gonna marry white people, meaning white Americans. We have just adopted this black man's DNA into the gene pool. We have to.
What if he's conservative?
Yeah, but I mean, the kids are going to be 75% white, so I don't really know like what the complaint there is.
Like Republican. And all his kids grow up to be Republicans.
I mean, they probably will be. He's probably one of the good ones. if he got a white girl, he's probably one of the good ones.
Yeah. You know what? This is the thing. Like, I have like, what is it? Like 45-46% of my DNA is like European countries. Like, and my wife is Latina, right? So my kids are like pure mutts. So if you take a half white, half black.
See, like, why do these people talk like this? Like, why are you using this kind of rhetoric? It's very strange, you know? Like, I don't know if he's joking, but obviously this is an expression of kind of like shame. It's like, why are you referring to your kids as mutts? Like, that's not a word that we should be using. Biracials, mulattoes, we should not be using that word. That's a word that these kinds of monoracials throw at us to kind of drag us. It's like a slur. We should not be using that word. That should not be in our vocabulary. So it goes to show where this guy's head is at. It's like, dude is just a total ass kisser. It's disgusting.
Well, if you take a half white, half black kid and they marry a white person, that's going to be pretty much a white kid. They look white. Yeah.
You can clean the blood over time.
I mean, yeah, you can.
You bleach them over time. Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's their little term. That's their little white supremacist term. Very sick in the head. Very sick in the head. Anyways, fair use.
That's called.
Bring that video up.
All those kids. So that's what I'm saying. This black man just injected himself into the white DNA pool.
Yeah, scan man. Wait a minute.
Yeah, but I mean, you could say the same thing about the wife, basically. So I don't really understand the point he's making. Like, you inherit 23 chromosomes from your dad, 23 chromosomes from your mom, right down the middle. So it's like, these people have no understanding of genetics.
That black guy is like,
He's not like fully black.
Well, let me see. Yeah,
He's a black guy that's probably 30% white or something, right?
Yeah, he's
no,
not.
that dude's at least 60% black.
Can
40
you make that bigger?
Yeah, I can.
It's a light-skinned black.
He's a light skinned black man.
American blacks usually
There you
have
go.
some.
He's not light skinned, Kel. We're light skinned.
Well, Keith,
That's a
you
full-blown
forget
Negro right there.
you forget what a black man looks
He
like.
looks like Lamar Odom a little bit.
Yeah, but he's not light.
He is like
Like, I
compared to
would say-
Africans. Keith, a real black man is black. I mean black.
Yeah, he.
I mean, it's probably a smack in the face of black people to even call ourselves black because black people don't look like us. We're like biracial black. He's a biracial black person.
He's talking about biracial black.
If he was fully black, those kids would come out looking like us. Those kids look like
What do those kids look like?
Like
Those
some
kid-
Mexicans.
Yeah, those. I couldn't tell you what like this. I in this video I said
They're
this
mulattoes.
is a science.
I mean, there's a name for it. They're mulattoes. It's like these people are just like the stupidity in this room. The IQ in this room is like 70.
experiment,
Yeah.
and it kind of is. We don't. This is a new product. Kids that look like this. This is a brand new thing.
nice looking kids though.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's a nice family. I'm sure they're all perfectly nice people. I guess my issue is more so on a I don't know.
Well,
I
white
don't-
people are not having a lot of kids.
That's kind of my. I know.
That's not even totally accurate. Like the groups with the highest birth rates in this country is Hispanics first, and it's declining. Whites second, and it's increasing. Asians, and it's declining. Blacks, and it's declining. So the only group in this country with an increasing birth rate is whites, which it's still lower than Hispanics, but it's increasing. And a lot of Hispanics are white or self-identify as white, so it's like the fear mongering. It doesn't measure up to reality, and that's what I mean. Like these people live in like this alternate universe. Like they're freaked out because they see one video on TikTok and they think it represents the whole world, and it's like, dude, just go look at the data. You know what I mean? But the fear mongering will stop. Well, will continue. Excuse me, no matter what. That kind of just demonstrates the insanity of the racist Angloid mind. It's like there's nothing you can do to pull somebody out of this mind state. Anyways, fair use.
Oh, I know,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's kind of my issue. That's why I wouldn't even be talking about race mixing if it weren't for white genocide. I care about white genocide.
See, and that right there is their little term, like white genocide or white replacement or whatever. And it's like, here's what you need to understand. It's like the idea of white isn't even like a consistent thing. Like, is it generally meant or used, you could say, to describe somebody of mostly European heritage? Sure. There's no denying that. Maybe in some cases it even refers to certain haplogroups. There's a way you could kind of break it down. But generally we base what is white off of how somebody looks. It's based on phenotype. And the idea of white will change and expand over time. There was a period in America's history where Italians were not considered white, okay? But now it's going to get to a point where people who are mixed race, white and Asian, will be considered white, depending on how well they pass. Or somebody who's white and Hispanic will basically be considered white. Or somebody who's a quarter black and 3/4 white will be considered white. So you can basically expand the definition of that word. You can expand the range of phenotypes that it encompasses. And it won't just be somebody who's like Scandinavian or Anglo-Saxon, right? It'll encompass different groups. So the idea of like there's going to be a white genocide is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Because you can expand the definition of white. You can change the definition of white. You can include or lump in more groups. So this idea of like a white genocide is just absolutely ridiculous. The idea of white, like that term, that label will exist. regardless. It goes to show how stupid these people are. Anyways, fair use.
White people are being replaced in our own countries,
Yeah.
and white people are not having kids at replacement rate.
Well, you know what? It's a scary proposition for the United States and white people because the majority of people that's not white, other than white women, are all Democrats for the most part. That's the scary thing about it.
It's tough, man. We're a hated majority.
Yeah.
Everyone's been taught, and they're willing to go along with it, but taught to hate white people. When you take history class in America, it's
That's fair. I'll grant him that. Yeah, that's fair. The anti-white thing, the anti-white hate train, that's like the flavor of today. And it is obnoxious, it is over the top, it is cringy. But it's like when you act like this and think like this, you don't exactly make it easier not to hate you. You know what I mean? It's like people like this make white people look bad. People like this, people like Nick Fuentes, there's more examples. They are the reason why there is a large part of the reason why there is anti-white sentiment in this country. And it's like because you guys take racism to new heights. And I don't just mean racism just like as a vague word. I mean actual expressions of antagonism or antipathy towards other races. You guys take it to new heights. Like Nick Fuentes calls Asians bug people, right? He calls black people monkeys and chimps and all these other sorts of things. He has his way of kind of dehumanizing other groups, other races, which to me is objectively racist. So it's like when you use that kind of rhetoric and normalize that kind of rhetoric in the world towards other groups, yeah, they're not going to like you. It is what it is. Suck it up. Tired of hearing these people fucking complain all the time. Anyways, fair use.
white people showed up, genocided all the natives, enslaved black
Well, you
people.
did. You did do that.
Yeah, sure. But that's like let's tell the story of your life,
Right.
and let's start with your porn search history. You know,
Right, that's true.
That's how they teach American history.
That's a fair point.
Let's start with the absolute worst of the worst. Like, forget the fact that we came over here on boats. Like, that's impressive, okay?
Very impressive.
Nobody else showed up on boats. Like,
Did you know Columbus was a Jew?
I'll give him that. I don't know if that's even true, what he just said, but I'll give him that. Yeah, white people have certainly innovated more so than every other group. Yeah, of course. No questions. In terms of military technology, military strategy, forms of government, political philosophy and political science, literature, math, engineering. Yeah, white people have made science and the medical field. White people have made a lot of breakthroughs. No question. I would give them all the credit for that. So, yeah, we can't take that away from them. But that still doesn't excuse basically dehumanizing every other group of people on Earth. It's like, you can't justify that. You know what they say, the past is, what's the word that they say about the past? The past is past, I guess you could say. It's like, yeah, well, all that's happened, but now what? Like, now we got to move forward. Now there's 100 million non-whites in the United States. What are we going to do now? You know what I mean? Other nations are catching up, Other nations are developing nuclear technology and communications and transportation technology and catching up and adopting this kind of Western technology. It's like, yeah, you can't be at the top of the mountain forever. And when other people start to kind of catch up, say, well, we were at the top of the mountain 400 years ago. It's like, well, it ain't 400 years ago now, buddy. It's like what's past is past. It's time to kind of get with the times. So it's like we're not just going to live in this world where white people get their feet massaged and their ass kissed forever. It's like, we'll give you credit for what you did. You did some good things. You did some bad things. But it's in 2026 now. Like, we can't kind of weaponize or instrumentalize the past forever, whether it's for our advantage or for our detriment. It's like things change, and the political climate, the political situation on the ground changes. You got to adapt. It is what it is.
I've heard that. I don't know about that. I don't want to give Jews.
I
I
seen
don't
a
want to give
picture.
them
I
credit
seen
for
a
it.
picture of him. He looks like a Jew.
That's disappointing if that's true.
And Trump wants to put a statue of Columbus
Well,
at the White House.
Maybe he is. If Trump's backing him, maybe he is Jewish. Then yeah, I didn't know that.
Look at that.
Sephardic Jew. No.
He's a Spanish Jew. Yeah.
Damn.
Wow.
I heard he was Christian.
Crypto Jew. Changed his name, Christopher.
Yeah. Damn. Okay. Well, W Jews on that one. It's a good set. Hey, yeah. So white people get the blame for genociding everyone. Columbus was Jewish. It was Jews.
Well, I heard 80% of the Jewish of the Nationalist slave trade was funded by Jews.
Yeah.
Jews.
That.
Okay, this is retarded. Why are we talking about them boys now? Anyways.
Too. They never take
Lord.
credit for it. Well, that's the thing.
They always blame the white person.
Yeah, and that's just why I'm screaming on Instagram. Jews are not white,
Right.
and Jews.
Well, they are though. Like they are, obviously. Like there's just no denying that, especially the Ashkenazis, who hail from kind of Eastern Europe, Germany, Poland, that sort of area. Give me a break. It's always the goalpost shifting with these people.
are like teaching everyone or encouraging everyone to hate white people. Every commercial on TV is a mixed race couple. Well, if it's you can show a black couple, a black man and a black woman. You cannot show a white man with a white woman. Or if you do show that, the white woman is.
I don't know if this actually. I don't think this is true. Although it is very common to see mixed race couples. I've seen plenty of couples on advertisements that were white. It'll usually be for like some kind of medicine, and the couple will generally be older. But yeah, it'll usually be they're promoting some kind of drug, promoting some kind of prescription, and there will be an older white couple. I mean, I feel like there's plenty of times when I've seen white couples in advertisements, but yes, it is what he's saying is true. There is a lot of interracial couples in these advertisements. So yeah. But I mean, who cares? It's like, why is that a bad thing? Explain to me why that's a bad thing and why that's a problem. Are you afraid that I don't know, like it normalizes interracial relationships and that certain people are going to get married outside of their race and this is contributing to white genocide? It's like, well, you know, you have to make decisions for yourself. You have to make those choices on your own at the end of the day. Nobody's forcing you to marry somebody who's of a different race. That's your choice. But they want to point the finger at everybody else. They want to point the finger at Jews, point the finger at blacks, point the finger at mulattoes, point the finger at white women. It's just hard to take these people serious.
Like
crazy.
Tough. Yeah, or
Or
crazy.
nuts, yeah.
Then the husband's beta male.
And the kid's adopted and he's black.
Yeah, they have an adopted black kid. Like that's normal. But no, it's the reason I take issue with race mixing is just because in the context of everything that's going on, this country like 60 years ago was 90% white. Now it's coming up on like 50% white.
Yeah.
If nothing changes in another couple of decades, this country is going to be 30, then 20% white.
Who do you think's responsible for that?
That's not even true. And he that's not even true. That's not even true. They will stabilize at a certain time. They're not going to just keep declining forever. And even then, the common misconception is that the white population is decreasing. The white population is not really decreasing that much. From 1925 to 2025, the white population increased in that 100-year time span. I believe that's true. I'm almost certain that's the case, but it's the proportion that is decreasing. And so relative to other groups, their share of the population is smaller, but their actual total numbers are still in the hundreds of millions, close to, 190 million right now. So that's why when I hear about this white genocide, it doesn't make any sense. It's like, how is it a white genocide if your population is not declining? Not and there is no, because a genocide would be there is an intentional effort, systematic effort being carried out by the government or by another government or another army to wipe your ethnic group off the face of the planet. Nobody is trying to do that to white people. Nobody is trying to wipe white people off the face of the planet. This is ridiculous. White people run the country. They run the government. So are you saying it's your own people doing a self-inflicted genocide? Well, at that point, it's like, who do you have to blame? Who opened up the borders? It was Lyndon B. Johnson. And who advocates to keep the borders open? Big agriculture, big business, Wall Street. And the people who run this shit are all white. And they're all left-leaning, basically. Some exceptions. So how about take some fucking accountability? How about blame yourself? How about blame white men who are facilitating this? But you don't have the courage to have that conversation. Black people are not the ones opening up the borders. Mexicans are not the ones opening up the borders. They're coming through the border illegally, but they're not the ones opening it. Asians are not the ones opening up the borders. It's like these people want to blame everybody but themselves. They're contributing. They're the number one contributors to it. They open up the borders. They advocate to keep the borders open because it helps with cheap labor. Who's the one asking for more H-1Bs? It's Elon Musk. Elon Musk and all these big tech guys, they want more immigration. And these guys are white. So they advocate for more immigration. They don't even want to deport the illegals here because it would hurt big agriculture. A lot of the people who were against the Legal Workforce Act, which would basically force every employer to do E-Verify, which means you need to show proof of citizenship to your employer before you get a job, and they can kind of cross-reference that with all the social security numbers that the government has registered in the Social Security Administration and in the Department of Homeland Security. And if your social security number does not match with the ones in the federal records, you can't get a job and you have to basically self-deport. The people who are opposing that bill, it is Republicans. It is Republican donors in Texas, in Arizona, in all these different red states, because they need these Mexicans to work for them because it helps their bottom line. And these are white men who are managing these companies. So it's like, how about you start with them? White men are the ones allowing the illegal immigration. They're the ones who are profiting from the illegal immigration. They're the ones advocating for more H-1Bs like Elon Musk, advocating for more high-skilled immigrants from East Asia and South Asia. They're the ones who marry interracially at the highest rates, whether it's with white women or Latina women. They're the ones who went across the world and created entire new races. I mean, give me a fucking break, all this whining about white genocide. It's a self-inflicted genocide, and at that point, you have nobody to blame but yourself. It's ridiculous, these fucking people. And they want to blame blacks and mulattoes. It's like, dude, look in the fucking mirror. For just 10 seconds, look in the mirror. Can't stand these people. Just no accountability. They're, and that's the funny thing. As much as we jump on black people for not taking accountability, these people don't take accountability. They never take accountability. It's everybody else's fault. It's liberals. It's the left. It's immigrants. It's Indians. It's Jews. It's white women. It's the blacks. What about white men? What about white men's fuckery? What about the fuckery of white men? How about we take some accountability? You know what I mean? You can't blame everybody else. White men run this country. The president is a white man, and every president except one has been a white man. So if you want to talk about this country going downhill, how about you point the finger at the fucking white male presidents? Every single one except Obama has been a white man. So if you want to point to the decline, blame your own fucking race. Blame your own identity. White men. You're a white man. Blame other white men. They share your identity. If anybody is responsible for that, they are the ones who oversaw it and allowed it to happen. Richard Nixon took us off the Bretton Woods, took us off the gold standard, floated the currency. And now we're $40 trillion in debt or something like that. We'll never pay it off. White men are the ones who did that. Who is the person who advocated for it? Milton Friedman, neoliberal economist. He wasn't a Keynesian. He thought that we should do free trade with every country on earth and get rid of industrialization and have a welfare state. That was a white man who did that. The white men created the welfare state. You guys want to bitch and complain about everybody else in this country fucking the country up. It's you guys fucking the country up. White men are fucking this country up. And you want to blame everybody else but yourselves. I hate you people. You people are bitches. No accountability. None, ever, under any circumstances. Give me a break. Give me a fucking... I don't want to hear it anymore. I'm done with it. I'm fucking done with it. I'm done with it. Take some accountability, man. Like, who's doing the war in Iran right now? Trump. He's the reason why gas is at $6 a fucking gallon. Joe Biden, Donald Trump. Inflation has gotten worse since 2019. None of them have done anything to bring it down. Or I should say neither of them. So how about we look in the mirror for a change? How about we just take some accountability, take inventory? What are white men doing to contribute to this country's suffering? Instead of blaming everybody else. These people are just straight pussies, man. I can't take it. Anyways, fair use.
Jews, bro. I blame Jews for that one.
A lot of white people's pulling for it too on the left.
Well, but that's the problem. Yeah, white liberals.
Mm-hmm.
Watch this clip. Here, I have a. It just pertains to what you guys are talking about.
Yeah.
We will get our country back. But how? People like you leaving. So someone's going to come knock on my door. No, you'll get a letter. I'm an Englishman. Yes. I'm looking at you as a Jew, and I'm telling you you are foreign.
Well, you wouldn't have known that if I didn't tell you.
No, your name's Gold.
Yeah, well, if we change the name.
From Goldstein.
Yeah, we could change it to another name.
Yeah, so that's what? You're subverting yourself even more to try and hide amongst the population. It's just proving my point that you people are foreign.
Okay, when I say Jews are not white, this is what I'm talking about. I'm trying to educate the black people on Instagram Reels.
And now their whole new game plan is this whole like remigration crap. Like we want to just start taking away citizenship from every brown person and every black person in the United States, and then of course the Jews. And that's their kind of wet dream. It's this kind of like let's grab every non-white person and put them on a jet or force them onto an aircraft carrier, have them deported from the country. I mean, that's their whole game plan, right? And it's like they think that this is actually viable. They think that you can actually do this at scale. And it's like, no, that'll never happen. Like you would collapse the economy. You would start a civil war. Civil unrest would be worse than it's ever been. Like these people, like I said, it's just they just get a kick out of it. You know what I mean? These kinds of like white nationalists. He's talking about, oh, I'll put you on a plane and have you flown out of the country, have you sent out of the country, deport you back to Israel. And it's like these people, man, like it's almost as delusional as the reparations crowd. It's like they're living for the day when like the federal government just stands up and is like, yep, we're just going to deport every black and Hispanic person from the country. It's like they won't even deport the illegals. It's like, but you're going to take away citizenship from, 100 million people or something like that. It's just crazy. all because they just cannot stand non-whites. And it's like, where are you going to send them? And are those countries just going to accept them? Of course not. You think you're just going to put, 40 million, 50 million black people on a plane and ship them to Africa, and Africa is just going to be like, yeah, welcome in? Of course not. This is ludicrous. Absolutely insane. I listen to these people talk and I'm like, yeah, no wonder these people are so miserable. Because their dreams will never become a fucking reality. They're delusional. Absolutely delusional. Absolutely delusional. Cooked. God, white men have really fallen, man. White men are so down bad in 2026. It's incredible. Seeing the state of white men right now, it's embarrassing.
You might as well talk to a brick wall on that one.
I know, they don't get it. They don't get it. Jews are white. What you mean? They refuse to understand. It's frustrating.
But if you ask Jews, are you white?
In the transatlantic slave trade, they did not play a minor role in our slavery. They played a major role in our slavery. And if they're going around expecting everybody to...
And now they're trying to kind of blame Jews for the whole slavery thing. And it's like, yeah, like, we're not buying that. Like, white people and these... Here's the thing, right? Was there Jews involved in the slave trade? Yes. We know that when Brazil was taken over by the Portuguese, it was arrested away from the Dutch, because I know there was Dutch colonies in Brazil. The Jews left and ran away from Brazil because they were afraid of being persecuted by the Catholics, and Protestants were much more friendly to the Jews. And so they sided with the Dutch. The Jews sided with the Dutch as opposed to the Catholics. And of course, they profited from the slave trade, benefited from the slave trade. But it was these European governments that were the biggest facilitators of it. Jews were not running the British government. Jews were not running the Portuguese government. They were not running the Spanish government. They were not running the, what were the other colonial powers? The Dutch government. Like, Jews were not running these governments. The French government. Jews were not running these governments. They were not running these countries. It was white men. And they were the ones facilitating it. They were the ones profiting from the colonization. So the idea that it was all Jews is ridiculous. Just because Jews might have had some hand in it and profited from it and kind of sought refuge in these countries, to scapegoat them for all of slavery, it's just like, this is what I mean by the scapegoating. Like, no accountability ever. Always got to blame somebody else. Now we're blaming Jews. It's like, give me a break. It's ridiculous.
Pay homage to them for what they went through at the hands of Hitler's Germany, and I don't have a problem with that at all. What happened to them was wrong. But if people should honor you for what you've been through, and if people should be held accountable for what they put you through, you should also be held accountable for what you put African people through. They sold us, they insured us, they built the ships that sold us. In fact, Jewish slavery art was so bad that they used to sell black people out in front of synagogues in Europe. They were selling us in front of theirs. Yes, sir. This is documented. Black people were sold in front of Jewish synagogues, and in some cases, allegedly inside of Jewish synagogues. So, I have a problem with people constantly reminding the world that they were mistreated when you participated in our mistreatment and you have never apologized for.
That's a fair point. You can't always play the victim. People were saying they own 78% of slaves, by the way. I'd really like to see that statistic and how you could ever verify that. They're saying Jews own 78% of slaves. Please prove that to me with verifiable evidence. But no, he's absolutely correct. It can't just be everybody else's, suffering kind of is pushed to the side. We're kind of told, hey, you got to get over it. But them boys, they get to kind of harp on the Holocaust forever. No, that's fair. I agree.
you have never offered any reparations for, and you have never been held accountable for.
You see a black person in America, thank a Jew for that. And
Based Dr. Umar Johnson, he's right about some things.
Yeah, the other things, he's totally wrong.
He says some crazy stuff. He hates white people.
Oh, definitely. He's one of the blacks that hates whites.
Yeah, he's one of those. Sometimes he's hilarious. Like that clip, I think is perfect. But yeah, man, it's a shame. All these Jews are kind of encouraging people to hate white people through the media, through Hollywood.
It's like they partner with white liberal women.
Yeah.
I don't even like calling them liberal. They're more progressive than anything.
I just call them race traders at this point. And that's the problem. It's like the good half of white people versus the bad half of white people, and everyone else is like kind of. It's not just white people against the world, because everyone hates white people, but also half of white people hate white people.
I don't know. This just sounds like more victim shit. It's like everybody hates white people, everybody hates black people. It's just like, give me a break. Like, it is what it is, bitch. It is what it is. Like, stop being a pussy. Like, yeah, there's racism. Yeah, people have ethnic and racial tension. Some people are less hostile than others. Some people are less hostile to blacks than whites. Vice versa is also the case. Some people are less hostile to whites than blacks, or less hostile to blacks than whites, or less hostile to men than women. There's discrimination, prejudice, bias. It's everywhere. Everybody has to deal with it. Everybody experiences it at some level. And this is one of the few countries where it actually is taken seriously. Like, this is a gentleman who is sitting inside a air-conditioned studio room, recording a podcast on his mic, comfortable, not dealing with any kind of threat to his life, talking about how there's this global war on white people. It's like, dude, do you hear? It's like, give me a break. I'm done. It's like just the victim shit, man. The racial victim shit it's tired. It's tired. And now all these Anglos are doing it. It's like, dude, go throw your pity party over there. I don't feel bad for any of you. All these decisions, you're making them on your own. They're self-inflicted. We've had 46 presidents, 46 U.S. presidents who were white, one of whom was not white. They opened the borders. They made the U.S. currency the world reserve currency. They took us off the gold standard. They allowed 100 million non-whites to enter the country. They're still advocating for more immigration and defending it. All these libertarians. The Libertarian Party is pro-mass migration, and that whole party is run by whites. I'm just tired of, like, the blame shifting. It's like there's a certain ideology that is obviously motivating white people to behave in a certain way. Why don't you start there instead of blaming everybody else? Like I said, I'm sick of it. I'm done with it. This whole racial victim shit, everybody's on this now. They make it seem like you go to a foreign country and all the scary brown and black and Asian people, if you're white, are just going to jump on you. There's this global anti-whiteness, which isn't even true. In Africa, a lot of these Africans kiss the fucking ground that white people walk on. Give me a break. Talking about everybody hates white people. It's just like, what are you talking? Like, these people are just like, just straight pussies, man. Anyways, fair use.
People.
Yeah.
And no other group is like this. Black people have black people's backs.
Yeah.
Indians have Indians' backs. Vivek Ramaswamy's out here saying we need more Indians in America.
Yeah.
America needs to become more Indian. Vivek's head is in the game. Vivek is pro-Indian. Show me a white person that's pro-white. It doesn't exist. White people do not have white people's backs. I thought Trump, I voted for him 3 times. I thought Trump was going to be a W for white people, and he was not. And he refuses to even say the word. Trump's not talking about white genocide kind of what we were talking about this earlier, but like you go to church, no one at church is talking about it either. And this is why I'm kind of
Because it's not real. It's fake. It's made up. It's not a real thing. That's why. And to the extent that it is, it's self-inflicted. It takes 2 people to have a child. So I don't know what you want me to say. Talking about white genocide. Give me a break. It's like, do you even know the definition of a genocide? What happened in Rwanda in 1994? That was a genocide. 800,000 people killed in 30 days. Or 60 days, whatever it was. That's a genocide. Talking about white people in the middle of a genocide because of interracial relationships, which are very uncommon in the white community. I mean, give me a break, especially with white women. I just, you can't take this kind of shit seriously in the real world. It's just absolutely ridiculous.
take these pastors seriously anymore either.
You think there's a white genocide in the United States?
100%. Yeah, it's we're in it right now. I mean, that what
No,
do you
we're
call
not.
it when the country goes from being 90% white to 50% white?
That's not genocide, though, you fucking idiot. Genocide means mass murder with the attempt to wipe out an entire people from existence. That's a genocide. Like, what are we talking about? Just because and I already explained this, but just because the number of other groups increases and your share of the total population decreases relative to these other groups doesn't mean your actual population numbers are decreasing due to violence, due to an attempted genocide, due to an attempted extermination of your entire group. It's like, I don't even know why I'm taking this seriously. This is obviously bullshit.
And all the non-whites in this country hate white people. And this trend is only getting worse. White people will
That's not true.
become less and less and less of the population.
I think ethnic cleansing should be more appropriate.
Yeah.
Genocide is like just straight getting killed.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
It's,
just taking Mr. McDougal. Hey, you got a white boy over here. Hang his ass.
Well, they use the genocide shit for like dramatic effect. It's not meant to be taken literally, but they just use it that way to kind of scare people.
it's not like they're putting white people on their knees and shooting them in the back of the head. It's not like, maybe just calling it white genocide.
Kind of hyperbolic, right?
Obviously,
But is it,
it's
though?
just made up.
There's going to be no majority white countries
Well, I
left.
agree with you. I don't think it's a genocide, but you are being replaced.
Yeah, replace. We can call it replace. When they say replacement, the Great Replacement,
Yeah, that's
you're
true.
talking about white people being replaced.
Right.
And I mean, the country that young white men are inheriting hates white people. Doesn't want to hire white guys. The women have been trained to hate white men. I mean, white women.
Okay, so now we're just complaining because of meritocracy. Isn't that like the American dream? Now we're complaining because like Ling Ling and Krishna are going to get a better job in tech than Connor because Krishna and Ling Ling are just better. It's like, I thought white people were superior. I thought you guys were the superior race. But now you want handouts. Oh, now it's Indians are bug people who only care about grades and have no personality. But I thought you guys were superior. I thought you guys were so smart with your high IQs, and these fucking people are pathetic, man. These kinds of like white grievance guys, it just chuds, man. Just such pathetic, sad people. Like the white people who are out here winning and getting it, I have respect for them. But white people like this who just cry all day on the internet, it's just pathetic.
Hate white men more than anyone. It's totally insane.
It's like Tyrone is fucking your bitch, and your manager is a white woman named Jessica who is also dating a black guy, and you are a subordinate to an Indian man who has a thick accent. It's like you're basically in the cuck chair right now. How does it feel to be in the cuck chair, white man? How does it feel to be in the cuck chair? talking all that hot shit. Listen, I don't want to be too into the anti-white thing. I'm kind of joking around here. I'm messing with this guy in the video in particular. This isn't like an anti-white thing, but it's like I'm getting a kick out of hearing this guy whine. Just hearing him complain. Ugh. It's disgusting. It's also kind of funny though. Cause it's just like pathetic, you know, it's just sad. Sad to see. We should just honestly be sad. Like we should just feel sad for this guy. You know, it's like, dude is down bad. Like people like him are just down horribly. And it's like, well, you know, you don't have any skills. Maybe if you have skills, maybe if you generate value, you know, you'll be brought in. Aren't you guys always the ones talking about how black people and Hispanic people are not qualified? And how you guys want to make fun of them because of like DEI, but now you think you're entitled. It's like, give me a break. Go kick rocks, you know? It's like win or die out here. That's what it is. You guys have that win or die mindset with the blacks and the Hispanics, but you won't keep that same energy with the Asians. What's up with that? It's just ridiculous. No consistency. Anyways, fair use.
Yeah.
Like the whole. So if you're a young white man right now, you've been betrayed by everybody. And this is another reason I don't take shit from like older guys or Christian guys on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's because they played you. It is what it is. Blame white men. It's their fault. It is what it is. 46 US presidents out of 47 were white men. So you want to talk about the state of this country? Start with them. Start with Reagan. Start with Nixon. Start with Johnson. Start with FDR. Start with George W. Bush. Start with Bill Clinton. Start with them before you start pointing the finger at everybody else. Give me a break, man. Anyways, I wanted to show you guys this video and react to it just to once again demonstrate the kind of insanity of these Anglos. It never ceases to amaze me. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please like, subscribe, comment, let me know what you think. Share the video to somebody who might like it. And until further ado, I'm out.